Hey, Arman here, and we're going to have a continuation here on this video of understanding hormones. We covered a large section earlier with precursors and things like that. So now we're going to talk about the mother of all hormones, which is testosterone. And that's what's needed for males, because we're working with as males here, is you need that for muscle, you need that for burning fat, because it burns cholesterol. You need cholesterol to rebuild cells. It uses it for that. It helps your libido, obviously. And then, stamina and other components, helps eliminate brain fog and that kind of thing. So we want to have good optimized testosterone levels for getting the most out of our day. And when those levels aren't there, it starts to affect you. That starts creating other stresses and other problems. So when we have everything in optimal range, like I mentioned before, for me it's like 800, 850, I feel great. And I don't have strength issues, I don't have other problems because I've focused on that. So that's what we want to do. We want to get our testosterone levels in optimal level, in optimal range. And so with testosterone, most people don't realize this, some do, but there's two types of testosterone. You got total testosterone and you have free testosterone. And so what we want to check is your total testosterone, because that's what the body makes. So we're seeing how the body's making it, which comes from the luteinizing hormone, the follicle stimulating hormone, and pregnenolone and DHEA. They're helping to create all this through the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So we want to see how we're doing. And if the total testosterone is not where it needs to be, then we start making adjustments to get it there. Now, part of that, when the total testosterone is not 100%, it also affects your free testosterone. And the free testosterone is what you're actually using day to day. Because the free testosterone it's available in the bloodstream, it's not bound. So most of your total testosterone is bound. It's bound by sex hormone binding globulins and albumin in most cases. So that way you don't get too much because you got to manage this stuff. So that's how that works. And so we want to check that free testosterone, make sure you get that in optimal range. And again, there's different supplements we can use to improve that, or other modulations with doing therapy. Okay. All right. So then next is estradiol, which is another name for estrogen for men, and same for women, but it's an estrogen for men. And what we need with estradiol, it's good for bone health. It helps with libido. It does help with cardiovascular conditioning, and helps with brain function. But there are some negatives to getting too much estradiol. If you get too much, it can lead to prostate issues. It can lead to cardiovascular disease. It can lead to, if you get excessive body fat, it can lead to what's called bitch tits. Gynecomastia is what they call it. And who wants that? It's hard to correct that. Once you get that, that typically has to be surgically removed. So you want to avoid these kind of things by understanding what you could do about it. And typically, if you get too much body fat built up from eating the wrong way, that's what's going to happen. Your estrogen is going to keep going up, and it's going to cause problems. And you don't want it to get high where it's going to cause, again, prostate issues, and then also, cardiovascular issues. Now, after that, we have DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone. Now, this is the mother of testosterones in the sense that it provides strength. That's what it's known for. So when you get that in an optimal range, you feel good, your strength is good, it gives you good libido, and it's good for the brain. So a lot of great things about DHT. Now, the negatives with DHT, just like estrogen, there's some negatives with this one, is if you get too much, it can cause the prostate to enlarge, which isn't good. So that's why you want to monitor it. And the one side effect that most people hate is going to cause hair loss. And, so you always want to be checking. If you're starting to have hair loss, this is what you want to get checked so that you can see what you can do about it. Now, with that being said, if you do start to get some hair loss from DHT, I don't recommend you take the prescription drugs that they want to recommend for that, because I did that, and that's not good for the libido. So just a FYI there, all right? But, you want to have good optimal range with your DHT because that's the strength, and it keeps your muscle tissue on. You feel good. All right, and then SHBG, which basically stands for sex binding hormone globulins. What this does, it helps to, it's produced by the liver, but it helps to regulate your hormone flow. So what that means is it takes, the testosterone is bound with this and an albumin both, but the sex binding hormone globulins can be a really productive thing to manage your hormone levels. So it keeps them in the right range. It keeps everything balanced out. But if it starts getting too high, that can cause problems. If it gets too low, it can cause two problems. So if you get too much body fat, it can affect your sex-binding hormone globulins. They're going to drop down, and that can be a problem in the sense that it causes your estrogen to go up faster. So as you can tell, a lot of mechanics here that are involved with understanding hormones. But the better you understand it, and you read your labs, then you're going to like, oh, okay, so I'm pretty good here, I'm good here, I need to work on this. And that's the beauty, because once you get them balanced out, and we can keep it that way, you're bulletproof. I mean, in that regard. I mean, you're going to be feeling good, things are working, the sex drive's solid, and that's important because that keeps your vitality up, keeps you want to keep doing things. All right, so we want to make sure that stays in optimal range. And then the next one, which doesn't get discussed much, but you can always check it, is your progesterone level. Men do make progesterone, okay, just like women. And so with progesterone, it's not much, but it regulates the function of the production of testosterone. That helps with that. And then it also helps protect the prostate. So that's why you want to make sure you keep an eye on it. And then, it can help with mood and anxiety. So if you start having prostate issues, that's another thing you want to be checking on, is what is your progesterone level, to see what can be done about that, because that's going to be important to manage it. Because I'll do this with people that guys that have prostate cancer. They may review the progesterone levels, see what they can do to manipulate that, get to control the expanding of the prostate gland. All right, so that's it for these categories. We're going to continue on with the next video. Again, we're still understanding hormones, and we're going to continue on with that with some other stuff because there's a lot to know. All right, talk to you next video.